Hey,
There we go.
what's up, everybody? Oof.
Where are we?
Where are we? Today we're at Goldie's bar. We just had dinner at the Funky Woo, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
But right now we have a special bartender guest here.
Yeah.
You gonna introduce yourself for us?
Yeah, so my name is Riku. I work as the shift manager here at Goldies.
Nice.
Yes. And what drink do you have for us today?
Today, what I have represented is actually a cocktail I'm going to go to a competition in a week and a half in Vaasa.
Okay.
It's of Koskenkorva. Obviously, we have the Koskenkorva glasses.
Mhm.
So,
Nice.
just to appease the judges.
Yeah. Is it sponsored by them?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And these were actually
Shout out to Koskenkorva.
Yeah.
these were actually the last ones in the storage. So,
Okay.
not anymore. If we break these, we won't get any more.
So be careful. Release
Yeah.
pen.
You have to be very careful with those.
Yeah. So, tell us more about this competition.
I mean, it's a Koskenkorva climate action competition. So it is of the Koskenkorva that thinks a lot about the iron footprint of like how to make things without actually like destroying nature.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. So they wanted to make this off the climate act, and that's also why I first started thinking about what to get from like really close by.
Mm.
I was supposed to actually get the chilies from my mother's garden,
Yeah.
but I tried drying them because I knew that they wouldn't survive a week and a half,
Yeah.
Okay.
and they look ugly. So I wasn't able to use them.
Yeah.
So, like with the base, it's just the Koskenkorva. Then I have actually sponsored from Monin. I have toffee nut syrup. Then I've got red chilies. I knew about the base, what I wanted to use, but I had no clue how to like continue with the drink.
Mm.
Okay.
And I'm not even lying when I say that the rest of the drink came to me in a dream.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's why,
Sober
It's-
or
Oh, had you drunk the base?
honestly, can't remember.
definitely drinking?
Yeah, but then I decided to top it up with ginger beer, which is also sponsored from
Okay.
the same place as
I gotta try
Koskenkorva
this
comes
now.
from.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I topped it with a soft serve.
Ah. Like ice cream.
Shut the front
Okay.
door, dude.
No, bro, I have
Yeah.
to taste this.
So
My
you-
God.
Yeah.
First, you taste just the vanilla soft serve,
Oh my God.
and then you get the liquid from beneath it.
Yeah.
And with
Fuck
that
me
little
sideways.
kick.
This is like it's really Jesus Christ, bro. You need to taste
Are
it.
you supposed to buy the chili after? Or
I
is
mean,
it
you
just
can.
like for the crazy?
I've drowned it in Koskenkorva as well, so.
Wow. Yo, that's a
man.
really nice
That's
shot.
really nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
that is
man.
so. What's the base? Like what fruit is that?
It's not fruit.
Oh
It's
shit.
just Koskenkorva, toffee nut syrup,
Okay.
red chilies, and then ginger beer.
Jesus.
I was
Yeah.
not expecting it tastes different
Yeah.
than it looks. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
It's
Works.
like a really
So
nice
good.
dessert.
Yeah,
very
yeah.
It's
fresh.
kind of like if you think about the ginger floats or
Yeah.
anything like that, then
Yeah.
it's kind of the same thing, except in a more boozy way.
It's really nice.
And
the best way.
What's the drink called?
This is actually called Cloud in Paradise.
Cloud in Paradise.
Nice.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
a good name for this.
Oh,
Yeah.
you need to put
Definitely.
that on the menu
Yeah.
here.
I'm
That's
actually
really
going
good.
to.
Okay.
Because
good, good.
most of the times when you go to a
Mm.
competition, the judges really appreciate it if we actually have it on our list.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's
So
true.
I'm going to make a small list. I'm going to make this during the next week, and then I'm just going to take the menu with me. I'm just like, I've been selling
Yeah,
this
yeah.
for a week.
For a
Yeah.
week. It's been doing well.
So I think by the time this podcast comes out, it'll definitely be available.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
So come by Goldie's and check this out.
Yeah.
Definitely,
As like long as I have the materials to make them, because I sent a text to Jonas from Morning,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I want to do this competition, and I want to use chilies,
Mhm.
but which one do you think is actually going to be better, the toffee nut or caramel? And then 2 days later, he sent me a message. Yeah, I actually tested this for you. I'm gonna send you the caramel, the toffee nut, and also macadamia. And I got like 3 full bottles of just morning syrups here.
Yeah.
Like I have to be honest, like when I saw it first and I saw the base, it reminded me of this drink mixer that I used to have like back in it was called Darling Rhubarb.
Mm.
This looks like rhubarb colored
It is, yeah.
drink mix. Yeah. Look, but tastes great. Definitely like really good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's really,
Yeah.
really good.
It's really, yeah.
So it's competition. Is it like all throughout Finland or regional?
It is all throughout Finland. I had two choices with like where I was able to go. There was either Turku or then Vaasa, because there's nothing like that much nearer to Tampere.
Yeah.
But I decided to go to with Vaasa because Turku would go on my birthday, and I have a table reservation at Vaasa.
That's a good reason. That's a great reason. I was about to be like, why Vasa? Okay, that's a great explanation.
Well, let's talk about we talk about
Yeah.
cocktails in Tampere.
Yeah.
I remember when I first moved 10 years ago. There's only one bar, a
Yeah.
mini barty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That mini bar is only one. I
Was the
remember
only one.
I ordered old fashioned,
Mm.
and they were the first one to do it right.
Mm.
For first thing, it was like the American style with the red, super red, cherry. Just like a proper, the proper old fashioned. But it was like 18, 19 euros for.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was way ahead of the time. You
Yeah.
know? So how do you feel the cocktail scene has changed here in Tampere?
In Tampere, I mean, there has been a few places that have opened up. Like, for example, Tiima has been there
Yes.
for like 7 years,
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's currently the only bar in Tampere that does only cocktails.
Yeah.
They've got one beer tap, and that's like Lapin Kulta.
Yeah.
On purpose, so no one orders. Right?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
the one that nobody else wants to drink. Just have a cocktail. It's fine.
And it's 15 euros.
Yeah, exactly.
It's actually usually the only people who actually drank that beer are actually the workers. Also,
Oh, yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
but the shit has ended. It's just like a lappari.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's Periscope.
Yeah.
But I'd say it's mostly Periscopes upstairs. And
sure.
always depending on who's working there.
Yeah.
I mean, when I used to be there.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, yeah, but Periscope and Tiima, both of them are actually my former workplaces.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then after this opened, the start was kind of like trying to just figure out what we want out of this bar.
Mhm.
I know that there are actually some regulars that have said to us, like, even now they are all regulars, have said that they came here during the first like month or two, and they said that I don't think this bar will last for like half a year.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So
That's mean.
now we've actually like been able to like lift this bar up, and
Yeah. Good,
about
good.
2 weeks ago we made our record sales, and
Nice.
Wow.
it's been
congrats.
really
That's
hectic
good.
after summer.
Yeah.
I came earlier and I saw you were doing some kind of cocktail tasting or class.
Yeah.
So
It's
tell us more
cocktail
about that.
training. Yeah.
Cocktail training.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was a company party.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Nice.
It's little Christmas company parties.
Yeah.
Okay.
We also host them for like birthdays and like bachelor and bachelorette parties, and
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that. Like, so how do you book one of those? Is it just online, or you just make a phone call, or is there?
a phone call or email.
Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
it's just that we look at a date and we make it happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
good. Yeah.
We also, hopefully, really soon, we are able to also host cocktail workshops,
Yeah.
because
be
currently we
Yeah, yeah.
only have the trainings, which means that all the participants get 3 drinks, but we're the ones making it.
Yeah.
But now we got a lot more of the like shakers and stirring glasses and everything. So now we actually have a really good like opportunity to make workshops so that the customers could also.
Yeah.
like-
Make it themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds really nice. I think when you get more involved into this, like making it yourself,
Yeah.
you probably get also more excited about it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
When you're hands-on.
Yeah.
And also because my colleague actually like imports bar equipment to Finland, so
Okay.
he gets more sales out of that as well.
Exactly.
Today actually the cocktail training, I gave Sami his like email because he was just like, yeah, I mean, I want to buy this, and I want to buy a lot of them. So I was like, okay,
Here's an email ad.
yeah.
Yeah. No, that's so. But what's Goldies? Like, where did that name come from? What was the idea in the beginning that you've been building on now?
In the beginning.
In the
In the
beginning.
beginning.
He's African, so we have to say that.
Yeah.
In the beginning.
Jacob Zuma. In the beginning.
No, but the actual thing is that I started working here in September, So I haven't been here for the opening,
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
and
Yeah.
unfortunately, I actually don't know where the name comes from.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I just
Well-
remember that when I started here, we had a restaurant manager, Elisa, and she like drilled it into my head that this is a drinks bar.
Mm.
This is not a cocktail bar. It's drinks and dreams,
Yeah.
not cocktails and dreams. So
yeah,
it's I just know that what we've now like built in the company is just the drinks because we make them cordial first.
Mm.
Cordial is kind of like in between of syrup and Melba. So it's kind of like a thicker syrup that we actually make from real ingredients.
Okay.
We don't use any like essence or
Mm.
anything like artificial.
Okay.
Yeah.
For example, our blueberry cordial is made from like purely finished blueberries.
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
And we make them all in house. And then when we sieve the blueberries, so that we just get the juice, everything that is left in the sieve, I put it in like a box. I put alcohol in it. I let it be for a week, and we actually make our own liquor.
Wow.
Okay, nice.
It's
Yeah.
zero waste.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
zero waste, and it's also like when you make all these kind of things, it makes
Yeah.
a difference, right?
Yeah.
You're not using anything artificial. You're doing your own thing. I think
Authentic.
it brings things up a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes a
absolutely. And
difference.
you can
Yeah.
actually taste the flavors.
Yeah.
yeah,
And that's in line with the competition that you guys are going for, right? I mean, having, low carbon footprint for the products that you make, and you've already been doing it already with like, local products and trying to make sure that you use the whole product and
absolutely.
making the most out of it. That's really good. Wish you all the best actually at that competition. Yeah,
I'm
Thank
sure
you.
you'll do.
this
good, man, with
cocktail,
this.
this
is
cocktail
crazy.
deserves a win, man. This is
I mean, I don't know much about
yeah,
cocktails, but
but
I
this
know
is
what I like.
nice. Yeah,
Oh man, it's a balance of everything.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
have a question about this cocktail thing because you clearly love this cocktail thing, right? If you wouldn't be participating in these competitions if
Yeah.
not. Where did it come from? Is it something that you just bumped into and then suddenly you found yourself liking it, or have you liked it and then you started doing it? How did it go?
Well, basically, when I moved to Tampere, which was, on December, it's going to be 8 years that I've actually lived in Tampere. I had just graduated from photography school. I moved to Tampere. I was in work training for a year in Valokuvaamo. And after that, I couldn't get a job. I was jobless for almost a year and a half. It was like really, really difficult time for me. And then I was just like, I have to do something. So then I went and I was actually a cleaner and a dishwasher for 2 years for Barona. And then came COVID. I was like, I'm going to lose my job again. I'm just like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking like, okay, what is the profession where you could actually get really easily a job from? So I was just like,
Yeah.
okay, I mean, bartending.
Bartending.
Everyone's leaving the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
And
true.
then I started thinking about the bar industry. I was like, well, I mean, it's evening and night like work, it's physical work, and it's customer service. It's everything that I love. So I applied to TAC, the adult studies, and yeah, I was like, Timo was actually my last work training place,
Yeah.
and they got me like so interested in cocktails.
yeah.
And I graduated. They asked me to come back like almost
Work.
immediately to like summer work,
Yeah.
and after that it was just like uphill from there.
Yeah.
I literally have less than 3 years of bartending experience,
Yeah.
and I started
Wow.
competing last year.
Wow.
Okay, nice.
Wow, I would never know that. I think the first time we met, I knew that you had this passion for cocktails, you know. And
I
like,
still
you
do.
Yeah. For those listening to radio, like Rico's one of those type where you look at him, you can't tell if he's 16 or 26.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And yet again,
Yeah.
in a week, I'm turning 28.
Oh shit!
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
But if you go somewhere, you told me you're 16, I'll be like,
Yeah.
yeah, boy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a compliment, man.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of like the story I told you about the security guard in London who thought I was lost from my parents.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was 23. I mean, it's a curse and a blessing.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, thank you very much. I know you're busy. You need to get back to work, but appreciate you taking some time here and talk about the cocktails, a little bit about Goldies. So
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah,
So
man. Come check out
definitely.
Goldies
Yeah,
and
come
try
try this
Riku's
cocktail.
cocktails. And this will be on the menu, right, by that
Yes.
time. So come check this out.
Next week.
next week.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the first one to try when you come here.
Thanks, Riku.
Thank you, Riku.
Yes.
Pew, pew. Yes.
Nice one.
That was
But
nice.
I have to say,
Mm-hmm.
because I enjoy a cocktail from time to time, right? I'm not big on cocktails. I drink
yeah.
beer, maybe a whiskey from time to
And
time.
a shot. Yeah.
Cocktails is not something I order very often,
Yeah. Yeah.
but this one, next time I come here, I'm gonna order.
It's a good cocktail.
It's crazy good.
Yeah.
But my problem with cocktails is that
The name.
I might sound like an alcoholic,
Yeah.
but I drink it so fast.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, yeah, because it's like nice.
Yeah. Or you have a beer, it's like 16 or a pint,
Yeah,
where you
yeah.
sip it. This like 4 sips and it's gone.
It's gone,
You know,
Yes.
I'll be super drunk. But
The-
I enjoy
These
it.
are the kind of thing that you take a sip from time to time, enjoy it, take your time,
Yeah.
and you know how it is with ADHD.
I'm telling
you
you,
have
bro, it's
something in
like-
your hand, it's gone.
I know, bro. It's crazy.
That's why at home I always have like a big bottle of water, because
Mm.
then it's water, man. It's good for
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
And then
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
then it's,
It's
okay.
easier. Yeah. That's true.
But what did we just ate? Oh, Funky Woo.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That food was good, bro.
Very good. So if you like some kind of Asian fusion, a little bit of Vietnamese, a little bit of Korean, a little bit of Thailand, it was a lot of people. There's a joke that the Asian fusion sometimes is confusion. It's so there's a
Yeah.
joke in there like
Yeah.
there's a trend in America. Oh, every Asian is Asian fusion. No, that's confusion.
Yeah.
But this one here was really
It's good.
How do you? Because you're more accustomed to these Asian flavors.
Yeah.
What do you think about the place, and also about this fusion thing? Because,
Mhm.
for example, when you go in Mexico, I think here it happens as well. That you go to an Asian place and it's we have sushi, Chinese food, and we
Oh my
they
God.
just
Yeah,
drop
yeah,
everything
yeah,
together.
yeah, yeah.
How do you feel about this fusion? Can it be done properly, or is it something that you frown upon immediately? What do you feel about these kind of things?
well the
Because I think now it's made quite nicely.
yeah,
but
I agree. I agree.
I
So
want to know how
to
you
me,
feel.
confusion is two things. It can be either like let's say, so like I said, like a trend about 20, 25 years ago in America, I was like confused. I was like, oh yeah, let's take spaghetti and make it Asian, or let's take like lasagna and make it. They take like
Yeah.
some food that's from one country and they put Asian kind of fusion into it. And 99% of the time, it doesn't work. You know,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
doesn't work. Yeah, yeah.
I have to say, I have a video in my channel. You can go and check it out. It was very popular because I made this pork skin
Mhm.
in salsa verde.
Yeah.
And I put it in some gyozas.
Yeah, see,
And
that's
that
fusion
worked.
work.
That works.
Yeah.
That works.
The fusion that works, the birria ramen. that we do.
Oh man.
See,
Oh, yeah, that is so good.
That to me where fusion works, where
Yeah.
the flavors they complement each other. Like it's not.
Yeah.
And the ones that don't work is like you said. Like I think, and it's not just Finland and America. The same thing. Like you'll see like
Mexico.
a Chinese buffet also has like Thai food and sushi, and then pizza. They try to capture.
Everything.
Yeah, when you're doing 2 or 3 different things, you're not doing one thing good.
No,
you're doing
exactly.
3 things really badly.
Yeah.
They try to so.
Yeah.
I think when people do that, they just try to play it safe.
Yeah.
Try to capture like a large market.
Market. Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I really enjoyed Funky Woo. I think the food was great. I've tried a couple of other like Asian fusion restaurants in Finland. I think one of the most popular ones I think started off in Helsinki, Farang. I don't know if you guys have tried that.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right, but
Super high end.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But
It's good.
Funky Woo,
Yeah.
like my favorite dish today was
mhm.
definitely the wings.
No.
Absolutely not.
Slap you.
No.
You say the wings.
No, I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
I
The
forget
wings
the
were
name.
No, the wings are good, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I just forget the name, but it was the pork with the rice and we had to mix it.
the
chicken.
bibimbap thing.
No, the
something
chicken.
similar.
The chicken.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to cut this one.
Patkan krao.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that
one.
one.
Yeah.
The thing is, they have these names that
Thailand.
are
Yeah.
unpronounceable to me, but
Yeah.
I know what I like.
Yeah.
I don't know the name.
But that's maybe that's something to learn from actually for a lot of restaurants, right?
Yeah.
That yes, it's good to call things but what they are. But if I had to recommend something to a friend, I can't remember it now.
Remember the description is
It was
steamed rice with a ground chicken with
Yeah.
with the egg on
egg
top,
on
right?
top. Yeah. And chicken mince.
Yeah,
Yeah.
minced chicken with I'm gonna guess garlic, ginger,
Yeah.
oyster sauce, dark soy, light soy. That's a traditional recipe.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
And
And
the sambal.
basil, some
It was-
basil too.
Yeah. And the sambal was the one with the pork, right?
This
Some
kind of
was,
tacos
the
with
wraps.
tortillas.
Oh,
The wraps.
ah,
yeah.
okay.
So with not
The wraps
tortillas,
with
with
like
lettuce.
Tortillas,
Lettuce.
yeah.
Sorry, man.
So Mexican.
It comes automatically.
Yeah, that
No,
was
it's like
so
a taco, bro, but just like a.
But speaking of Funky Wood, like that building,
Yeah.
do you guys remember what used to be over here?
Oh yeah, there was a club.
There was the.
There was Doris
Doris.
Bro, so many stories.
Midway.
Midway.
Yeah, Doris was like, oh my god.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Midways as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah.
it was good or not.
It was good.
Because I've only been there drunk. So
I've only
I don't know if it's
ever
actually
ate at
good.
Midways. What kind of food was it?
Kebab.
Pizzas.
yeah.
Ah, okay.
But yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
But I have a story. I'm not gonna say the name, but we went to a bar very often. That's one of the bars that we were when we hang out a lot when we met.
Okay.
And I always went to the kebab next door.
Uh-huh.
And I don't want to say the name because
Because you're gonna get sued.
I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
But I remember
It begins with an S.
Yeah.
this is the best kebab there is in the city.
Yeah.
And then I went there once that I was sober. This is the worst kebab I've ever had.
Oh, you know what? Let's talk about kebab.
Yeah.
I was in Brussels,
Mm.
and we walked down the street. We went to the restaurant, and we saw like a doner shish kebab. Like, oh, let's go. Just a random kebab.
Yeah.
Some of the best doner kebab I ever had,
Yeah.
and they made it fresh to me. Like, why can't they do that here? You know?
Here-
Why
Yeah.
are they taking so much shortcuts here?
It's
you know?
true.
Here, I don't know what's the reason, right? Because
Yeah.
for example, in Germany, I would always have kebab like the normal, like the,
Supposedly they say the best
pita?
kebabs in Germany.
that's
Germany.
where it was made. It's
Yeah,
like it's
yeah.
crazy good.
Yeah.
But I went to one that was that people say it's the best, and it was like a 2 hours line or something to get. It's like massive line just
What,
to
here or in Germany?
No, in Germany.
Oh, okay.
In Berlin, that
Yeah.
was I don't remember the name of the place, but it was the one that everyone says that's the best.
Yeah.
Had massive lines. And then you come here, and for some reason, because you have the spit, and the whole idea with it is that you have the meat in layers.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see the layers of meat, and then when you cut it, you get a small, like a thin
Yes.
slice of it, and it's
There
crispy
you
on the
go.
side, and that's how it's supposed to be. It's the same with tacos, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
But here, they use this mix. I don't know. I think it has some soy, a bit of soy, a bit of meat.
I mean,
a
it's
bit of-
it's a frozen pack.
and it's yeah. But the thing is, it's like what's this? Like a meat pie. What's
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
How do you
yeah,
call
yeah,
it?
no.
Like meatloaf.
Meatballs. Yeah,
It's like a
meatloaf.
meatloaf. It's like a
That's
meatloaf,
true.
big meatloaf they
That's
shape.
so true.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know why that's the thing,
Yeah,
or at what point it kind of
Yeah.
morphed into this kind of. But that's the thing you find in most places.
Yeah, yeah.
Then you have a couple different ones. You have the babas.
Mhm.
They're in Tulintori that they actually have the layers, and you can
Yep.
see, and it's very good.
Yeah.
One.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
Babas is
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
There's a few of those. I think
Yeah.
Etela kebab or something like that. They're in
Mm.
Kamenkatu.
Yeah.
They do have
They do. Yeah,
the layers.
proper layers.
There's
yeah,
a couple of places that do it the proper way,
Yeah.
and they stand out a bit. But
Yeah.
in most of the other places, they have this
Yeah.
meatloaf kind of thing.
Yeah.
I miss the kebabs in Malmo. Like
good.
Sweden, Malmo.
Yeah.
Like if you want to be in Scandinavia and have a good kebab, go to Malmo, Sweden, bro. Trust me.
That's the city in Scandinavia. I would
Oh
probably
my
skip.
God, I'm telling you, no, you should go there.
I'll go
Trust
there
me.
with you.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll take you guys there. The food is great. The people are great. Of course, every area has its own problems, but like, shout out to Malmo, bro. I miss that place. And the food is great. The people are great. It's just a great vibe, bro. Trust me. Next time.
I believe you.
Yeah.
I believe you, but I will go there with you.
Are you guys really scared of Malmo?
I'm not
I'm
scared.
not
but
scared. I'm just saying.
I
I
mean,
want to go with you.
Mate, I've been in worse places, but
I know.
in Mexico we have this saying that there's no point of you trying to scratch the tiger balls. You know,
Mm.
it is like
And you're
if
from Mexico.
if I have no reason to go, why would I go? You know what I'm saying?
There's no point in trying to scratch a tiger's balls.
No, it's a
I
saying.
get
It's a
it.
saying.
I get it. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Is it saying that also like crime is also an opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
So don't be the opportunity.
It-
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Guys-
I didn't survive 26 in
Guys,
Mexico.
Malmo
26
is
years
not
in
that
Mexico
bad,
to
yo.
get wrecked here.
No. Yes, of course. I mean, guys, there's danger everywhere. Malmo, I think Malmo is just like exaggerated in some things, but you know,
I do agree because, for
Yeah.
example, I don't know how you feel about it. We can talk about this. When I moved to Tampere, I remember I moved in with my ex, and she was living in Peltolami,
Mm.
and she was talking about Peltolami as
being dangerous.
as the worst place ever. Right? It's dangerous, and people get stabbed, and this and then you know me, man. Like I come from Mexico. You come like from like Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
You come here, you're like,
Where's the
this
danger?
is a lovely neighborhood.
I
Yeah.
know.
It was full of elderly people.
Yeah, yeah.
They were not happy that I was there, but
Yeah.
mostly they were nice and super quiet.
Yeah.
The whole nature is there. You would see
Yeah.
foxes and like
Yeah,
deers running from time to time.
there's
and like,
lakes
I
everywhere.
was like, what's the
You hear like
dangerous part
birds
about it?
singing.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
It's a Snow White scene. Every
Yeah.
time I walked out, I
It's a
was like,
Snow White scene. But like I remember when I came and somebody was like, yeah, no, you need to come and check out the ghetto in Tampere. And I'm like, okay. So
Casimo?
No, Hervanta.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
oh, yeah.
so
yeah.
so we drive,
Yeah.
and then we get to Hervanta,
Mm.
and I'm like, where? Like where's the ghetto? Like I don't think people.
Where's the projects?
Yeah, like
there's
where
no
are the
projects.
projects that you're
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about?
yeah,
Just
yeah.
because there's like high-rise buildings
Where's the
somewhere
low-income
and there are a lot
housing?
of
Yeah,
low, it doesn't mean it's a ghetto, bro. I don't think Hervanta is a ghetto.
No.
It's definitely not a ghetto.
I've heard the same about Tessuma, for example.
Yeah, it's
Tessuma,
not.
Peltolami,
Yeah.
Multisilta, but
Mm.
I don't know, man. Like I think it's a matter of perspective, right?
Yeah,
Because if you grew up in where everything's nice and
What's
you
kind-
might think those are the a bit less nice part of the city, but
yeah, exactly.
as I agree with you, I would
Yeah.
never say it's a ghetto. I would never say it's just
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
definitely.
I mean, it's definitely relative, right? Because I mean,
Mhm.
if you're in Scandinavia, what is a ghetto is a freaking nice neighborhood
Yeah,
where
yeah.
we come from. Like, I mean, that's a
No,
very
100%,
nice neighborhood, right?
Ghetto if you see brown people walking around.
Yeah, apparently it's
That's
like,
ghetto.
oh,
Apparently that's ghetto.
no, yeah.
But real quick, I'll talk about Funky real quick.
Yeah.
So, like, one interesting thing is that when the server came up, she asked, "Is anybody allergic to coriander or
No.
cilantro for the rest of the world?"
No,
Oh, yeah.
She didn't
Yeah.
say if we were allergic. She was like, "Is everyone fine with coriander or something like that?"
Yeah. But still, like, basically, like,
But
you're fine with it. But
Like, any
I-
allergies?
Yeah,
coriander?
As someone that loves going out and checking different places, and I've worked in like serving food and these kind of things, I think service wise is great.
Yeah.
Because she was very. Is anyone fine with coriander? Is everyone no allergies, no nothing? My girlfriend
Oh, yeah,
has some food allergies,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of places that don't take that in consideration.
Yeah.
So I think from the customer point of view, that's a really good thing.
yeah,
I think it was a very
It
good
is-
thing. That,
to me, it's just so foreign.
yeah, I mean, but
Yeah,
coriander tastes like
you-
soap for some people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
to
for
me, it's
example, for
foreign.
me in Mexico,
Yeah.
they never ask.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't
Never
ask for allergies?
No.
No one cares.
U.S. and nobody asks for that.
I've
In
been
Asia, is rice okay with you?
I was in Mexico once. I was in Mexico
Are
once.
you okay with corn?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in Mexico once
Yeah.
with a Finnish, well, my ex and a Finnish friend of us.
Yeah.
She's vegetarian. We went to a bar. Like,
Yeah.
anyway, they have food. Like, do you have anything that's vegetarian? And the
Mhm.
guy's like scratching his head. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, without meat. I was like, well, the pasta. Like, okay, I'll get the pasta. They come back with the food, and the pasta was a pasta with cream and bacon. This is what happens in Mexico, right? When you order these kind of things, it's like, hey mate, I asked you, and you said this pasta was vegetarian.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. You
But
said-
there's meat.
You said it doesn't have meat. It doesn't.
It's just bacon.
It has bacon. Yeah, but that's not meat. And I was like, how is bacon not meat? It comes from an animal. Yeah, but it's not really meat, is it? I was
Yeah,
like,
no.
"Ugh." So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's-
in Mexico you go and in some nicer places nowadays
Yeah.
it's fine,
Yeah.
but in as a general rule of thumb,
Yeah.
no one cares.
Yeah.
Man, I got a funny story. I was in Florida at a hotel. I was the chef for breakfast service, right? So like we're busy, you know. I see a ticket come up, you know, scrambled egg breakfast, dairy free. Like, okay. So I tell the cooks, hey, no butter, cream, and the scrambled eggs, right? Dish comes up, server comes, grabs it. So here you go, table 5. And the guy looks at me, he's like, I was like, yeah, what's the problem? He goes, yeah, it's dairy free. I said, yeah, but what is that? I was like, what? The eggs. I'm like,
That's not dairy.
I was like, okay, where do eggs come from? He's like, chicken. Where does dairy come from? Cow. Like, this is dairy free.
Mm.
He said, but in a supermarket, because in America, the eggs are placed next to the dairy.
Oh,
Yes, I've heard this before, and the logic I heard before is that, but this is the thing that you buy like on the everyday,
Yeah.
and so it's there.
wow.
I've heard that before. Yes,
That's
So
crazy.
in America, they keep the eggs refrigerated next to the dairy.
Dairy, yeah.
So
I-
he said, and I was like, think about that for a second. He's like, oh fuck. I was like, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Go on.
That's
Yeah,
on you.
yeah.
Yeah.
and you know what's that? That's like because in I think the U.S. they pressure clean the eggs, so then they remove the
Chemicals.
coating,
Yeah,
and
they
then
remove
you
the
have
coating.
to have them on the fridge.
Yep.
That's why here
yeah.
in Europe we keep them on the counter,
Keep them,
and then they keep them in the
room
fridge.
temperature.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I mean, in
Yeah.
Mexico some people have them in the fridge, some people in the counter, but you can have it in the counter.
Yeah,
Usually, it's
yeah,
not a problem.
Actually, for cooking, it's better to have an egg at room temperature.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 For baking
It,
and all
it
this
cooks.
kind of things.
It cooks.
Yes.
It cooks better and everything.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
What else here? Apartments.
Oh, we're talking
selling
about this
things
one.
online.
Yeah, no, the selling things online part is a bit like I want to put a comment under this video if you have an experience like this. But I think that as a foreigner, you have a harder time selling things on Tori than what Finnish people do. Maybe they should have like an anonymous sales profile, like you
Like
have
in the
anonymous
cities.
recruitment.
Do like
you
a
know?
CV?
Yeah, like a CV, like anonymous.
This came up because we were talking during lunch, right? Where we're
Yeah.
having dinner here at Funky Woo, and we're talking about how people here use Tori a lot, right? It's like the eBay kind of thing here in Finland.
Yeah.
It's very popular. There's a lot of, by the way, I don't know if still now, but I have a friend, he's Mexican, and well, I wouldn't say friend, someone I know. We're not very close, but
Acquaintance. Yeah.
he's Mexican and he was in charge of Tori, of the
Really?
development. Yeah, I didn't know,
Okay.
but like a lot of Mexicans everywhere. It would be nice to have him over at some point.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway,
Okay.
my experience with Tori is it's very easy to use.
Mhm.
Everyone uses it to sell their stuff, right?
So for those listening outside Finland, Tori is like a used marketplace online.
Yeah, like
Like
a
Facebook
eBay
Market,
kind of thing.
Cra-
Facebook Market.
Craigslist.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's very popular and it's very nice when in Mexico you're not used to finding these secondhand things that easily, right? People don't get rid of stuff in very good quality as in here, or at least it's a bit less common to find.
Yeah.
Because here, for example, this mixer I found in Tori and I bought it for half the price.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
practically new. The guy has
Yeah.
used it for a couple projects and does that.
Yeah.
So you find really good stuff, really good prices, very good quality. But if you're a foreigner, you have a foreign name.
yeah.
It's very hard, and the experience is very different.
Rene Trejo. He's gonna rob me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That I don't know what they think, but I'm pretty sure that
Yeah.
it goes. This guy's gonna scam me or whatever.
Mm.
Because I have put something to sale, as you were saying. You have done the same, and then your wife is Finnish, my girlfriend is Finnish. I put something to sale. It can be there 2-3 months. No one even asks for it. She puts it up with her name.
Oh,
Bam, gone the next day.
yeah.
Next day.
Yeah.
So
That's interesting.
it
man.
is a very interesting.
Yeah, the same thing.
How things go.
Same thing when I was trying to get an apartment here. When I put my name, it didn't work. But if I use my ex-girlfriend's name, or if I ask to borrow somebody's name,
Yeah.
automatically they call me back.
Wow.
Like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
What can you want? Then they see me, they're like, hi, gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah. You know,
Money talks.
Yeah. For me, when we used to live in Sweden, it was very interesting because whenever somebody read my name, they always used to think I was Japanese until I was sure. So I used to get like, well, in comparison to my wife who's Finnish in Sweden, at that
Please
time,
tell our
you know,
listeners your full name.
I'll just say the first.
Oh,
my name is Takura.
Takura.
Takura, yeah. Which sounds like
Japanese.
Sakura. Yeah.
His last name sounds Japanese too.
Yeah. That makes it even. Yeah.
yeah.
Yokohama.
Yeah. But and in Japanese, there's actually even a lot of words that are also in my language, like zhou. I know, but I think that's in Chinese. Zhou in Shona, it's Zhou, which means elephant. We say in Zhou, but also we say. But in any case,
Yeah.
the whole point is that I used to get access to a lot of things because initially people would think that I'm Japanese, and then until they see me, I've been to a lot of job interviews where people are sitting out and they're like Takura, and they're looking at it, and then I get up and they're like looking past me. Yeah, they're like looking past me, like what? I'm
You
like,
start saying, "Oh, ching chong, ching chong."
But yeah, But yeah, it was good. It was good. Like, but it was hard to get apartments in Sweden. But I had it easier than my girlfriend, who's a Finnish person,
Yeah.
living in Sweden. Like there was, and I don't know if there's there is some stereotypes against Finnish people in Sweden still, so they have a hard time.
But it's also I would say, the stereotype of a Japanese person is that they're very, they follow the rules. They're very clean. They're very
on time.
organized.
Yeah.
So I guess your name helps you a lot for that kind of thing.
Yeah,
If, like,
but
if you want
but
to
I'm
rent
also
to someone, it's like, if someone that I
Yeah.
assume is like very organized,
Yeah.
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I am
have the-
also very on time, and I have.
yeah. Like,
Yeah.
but
I'm living up to the stereotype.
but for me, bro, getting an
Renee?
apartment,
Torneo?
like
He's probably an essay.
Yeah.
my last name is not as bad here in Finland because
True.
people love metal and
Yeah.
like rock and whatever. And
Yeah. But also, Renee's a common Finnish name, also.
I think it's a French name originally,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
But
it's
a lot-
quite
I know.
widely used in
Yeah.
Europe.
Yeah.
And then my last name, the one I don't know if he's the drummer or the bass player of has the same last name. So a lot of people are like, that's the first thing they tell me, like, oh, are you so, like related to this guy? It's like, mate, everyone in Latin America is. It's,
True.
It's nothing special. I'm not related to that guy. But yeah, my last name, people are not super excited about it. With my CVs, I could tell you before I got my first job, it was not the first choice for people. And then for getting an apartment, it also took a while.
Yeah.
Later, once I was working and people see my occupation there in the applications, and then it's not a problem anymore. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but the name itself, it doesn't open any extra doors. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Is this a girl?
Yeah.
Renee?
Lost
I
Boys.
I wish that was the first things they thought. But,
Yeah.
but I doubt it. I doubt that's the first thing they think.
Oh, your name's like my name. Like it could be a girl's name also.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
At least in Mexico, I think Rene, they write it with 2 E's for woman. I think that's how it goes.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. It might be.
Yeah.
Renee. What's in the news, guys?
You need to have money in your house. Is the latest news from the Finnish bank.
Tell us about it. What did you hear?
So apparently, they're encouraging everybody to have at least 3 days of cash in the house. I don't know what's going on, but I'm pretty sure if somebody's trying to rob you, they're very happy right now. They're like, especially if you're a guy who's flashing around like, 3 days. Okay, what kind of?
Well, I mean, like if you're 3 days for a single guy like me, like what's that? $40?
It depends.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
I work from
what's
home.
What's the cost of living?
Yeah.
There's sometimes that I don't go out of the house for 3 days.
Yeah.
I don't spend a cent.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, but I'm pretty sure that it's something to do with maybe like some cybersecurity scares or something. I don't know. Like I don't know the real reason, but I mean it's always good to keep a bit of cash in the house.
I don't know about you guys, but since the whole COVID and the whole war,
But iodine
nearby.
tablets.
I do. I have iodine tablets. I have some people make fun of that. But when they said this is a
Goddamn
possibility,
Trump preppers.
I immediately went and like, man,
Preppers.
and I have some stuff prepared in my,
Oh, yeah.
in my
Yeah, you
just in
got a little
case.
kit.
Really?
Yeah.
yeah.
I have some stuff at the cottage as well, bro. You have to have your iodine tablets. You have to have a little bit of.
What
Cash.
does iodine tablet do? I have no idea. What does it do?
If there is a nuclear bomb nearby and you
Okay.
happen to not die,
Okay.
then you can take one of those tablets. It helps somehow to deal with the radiation and stuff.
It was one of these recommendations that they had. Yeah.
Okay.
And then on top of that, a lot of
So-
canned food.
Then you can survive for the whole shit that's gonna happen afterwards.
I'd rather die. I'd rather die.
I'm pretty sure that you don't want to have like this much protection to suffer like that much.
My hair's already gone, so
Yeah.
I don't care about radiation.
but yeah, I think in living as close as we do to unstable situations, it's not a bad thing to just be prepared for anything at this point in time.
Yeah.
It's, for me,
And not even just about proximity to places. I think that just in the environment that we're living in, these new diseases that keep popping up just because the world is melting and stuff.
yeah, for me, for example, it's nothing crazy to think about.
You've always had cash in the house.
Here's the thing: when you don't, I've always have some cash, and
Everybody going rob right now.
All right.
you can try, mate. I also have like from Mexico, but
I know.
all jokes aside,
Yeah.
it's in my city there's an active volcano, so it doesn't sound crazy to me to be prepared because we always have a lot of water, like bottled water. We have a lot of like food in case it explodes or like that you can survive at home for like a week. We always had like this stock for that. We always have all our documents kind of thing in a backpack, everything on plastic bags that if the backpack gets wet or whatever. So we were always prepared for this kind of thing.
Yeah.
So for me, this preparing for if something happens, if it doesn't sound as insane. It's not this like if the end of the world and I have my bunker. Like it's nothing like that. It's just in case.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. I know, like for my culture, like my Asian cultures, even when my parents came to America and in Vietnam, you can't trust the banks.
Yeah.
Even though America's like FDIC, it's insured,
Mm.
but it's still that one chance. You know what I mean? So like my mom always kept cash in a shoebox.
Yeah.
Like, Mom, can I borrow some money? She'd take out a shoebox. Like,
Yeah.
here you go. I'm like,
Yeah.
Michael, are you drug dealing or borrow a shoebox of cash?
My mom. My mom did the
This is
same.
the old school mentality.
The same thing. Last time I went to Mexico, my mom went to the. Like, I'm gonna give you some cash. She's like, Mom, I'm doing fine. I live
I'm
in
40
Europe.
years old, Mom.
Yeah.
I live in Europe.
Yeah.
I have a good job.
Yeah.
Like I really don't need it.
Yeah.
Like no, but I've helped your brother. Take some cash. It's like okay, I'll take it. Went to the back room.
Yeah.
Kind of pain.
Yeah.
Here you go. Like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, same thing. Are you dealing drugs?
Yeah.
No, why?
It's a lot of cash.
This is how it looks, bro. Like,
No, like, but I can relate because even now, well, in Zimbabwe, at some point people also stopped trusting the banks, and then we started getting US dollars, into the country. That was like the currency that we could use after basically the whole population was a billionaire at some point. In time,
Yeah,
right? So that was how. But yeah, a lot of people keep cash at home. But now also there's a lot of robberies going on because people know that nobody's putting their money in the bank.
Yeah. Very
Yeah.
cool.
you cannot win.
No, you can't win. You're trying to hide your money from being stolen by the bank, and then someone else decides to fucking steal it from you, sir.
Oh my God. What else is in the news here? Nothing positive, man. It's nothing.
Hey, but
what? What's a
guys,
positive? What?
Mike Tyson is fighting this weekend.
Bro. Yes. I'm excited.
Mike Tyson is fighting this
Here's
Hey,
the
wait.
thing.
What times are they fighting? Should we have a viewing party?
Yeah,
That would be dope.
It's gonna be on Netflix.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But I think it's 3 a.m.
Yeah.
3. Oh my
3
God.
a.m. Yeah.
So
Probably not.
Renee's house.
yeah. And that's
think
3
about
a.m.
it.
on Sunday morning, right?
I think so.
Yeah, that's
Or Saturday morning. Oh, yeah, because
No, it's
on Netflix
Saturday
it's
night.
Saturday.
Yeah, but it's Saturday night into Sunday morning. Wait,
Yeah,
here it said
The
Saturday.
fight-
Netflix it says Saturday 3 a.m. I think
Here.
on my Netflix. Yeah, here.
You're not on VPN.
I'm not.
Okay.
What is it? But it
If
doesn't,
it's,
it
if
doesn't
it's
matter
Saturday, then it's good.
because there's never a Friday night fight. Usually big fights on Saturday, so it has to be Sunday morning.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, which is because I usually watch boxing matches, and if it says Saturday night,
Mhm.
it means that the actual fight itself that we're gonna watch is 3 a.m. on a Sunday morning.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
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 Because you get all of these pre-fights.
It's not. It's not worth.
I'm gonna watch it because I want to see
I'll
Jake
set my
Paul
alarm.
get knocked the
Bro,
blood flat
here's
out.
the thing. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I truly hope Mike Tyson lives to the name
I need
and
him to.
absolutely destroys the guy because
Yeah.
Well, I like boxing, and I don't like these kind of like circus kind of things.
Absolutely.
I didn't
But-
think he should have taken the fight in the first
But
place.
but also my rational side is like, bro, Mike Tyson is not young anymore.
no, he's
60
not.
years old.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
an animal. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
like,
he's
a-
when you see him train and stuff, like he's an absolute monster.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
time,
Youth
no
versus
matter,
old.
no
Yeah,
matter how
I
good
get
you
it.
are, like
I
time
get it.
time
Yeah.
waits a lot.
And that's the thing is that I'm so worried about his legacy for this fight, because for you to be as great as I mean, he bit someone's ear, but
Yeah.
at least it was in a proper boxing match.
Yeah.
For you to get beaten by a YouTube star at that age, it's gonna be heartbreaking.
I also find it very cringy when you see the like, because Mike Tyson looks like an absolute murderer, and then when you see like this other guy like behaving, trying to act tough, it's
Yeah.
like you look like it's like cringe kind of feeling, right? It's not like it's not like, oh, that guy's like a monster
Yeah.
kind of
No,
thing.
yeah.
It's just that with
it's just a whole circle.
it's just that
Yeah.
with social media these days, like you just can't tell what's written in there, the contract or not. You know, like
Mm.
you guys know, like there's a clause for Seagal, Steven Seagal, and it's one other, The Rock,
Mm-hmm.
that they put in the contract is that I cannot lose a fight even on the screen.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Because of their image.
Oh yeah.
You know, so you mean especially with these like social media fights.
It might as well like
I feel like Floyd Mayweather might have one of those.
I really hope he absolutely destroys the guy, but I think the fight will go the distance, and it will be this kind of like, oh, really tight, like someone will win, but
Yeah,
I don't think there's gonna be anything crazy.
I think
going on.
if it's a real fight, if it goes the distance, I think Mike Tyson's going to lose
Yeah.
just because of the age stamina thing.
yeah,
Exactly.
So like, I mean, Tyson has to.
But
knock him
they've,
out
they've
within
already
3
reduced the
rounds.
bouts from 3 minutes to 2 minutes because they want to make sure that if it
Yeah.
goes longer, that maybe he might be able to.
How
last.
many, how many rounds?
I don't know how many rounds was set
Okay.
for, but I don't know, bro. Like I'm split between this fight happening at all and hoping that Jake Paul really gets his ass handed to him, because I hope Mike Tyson does not fuck like the. I'm not gonna say it. I'll say it in the next episode. What I had in mind.
But I for me it's like because there's I saw some video of Joe Rogan, right, saying like
Mm.
he was sitting across me, he was training for a fight, and he looks like an animal.
Yeah.
He looks like
he
a
looks like
beast.
scary as fuck. And
Yeah, I
Joe
saw
Rogan
that.
is not like someone
yeah.
weak or anything
No.
else,
Yeah,
right? So for me, he was like, yeah, this guy's scary, bro. So for me, it would be very sad if the whole legacy ends up in he was beaten by this guy.
Yeah.
It will be very sad, a very
Yeah.
sad kind of like.
Yeah. But and
This-
look at this time at this age, as hungry as he is to make sure that his legacy survives, I kind of feel sorry for this young kid,
Mm.
because Mike Tyson could kill you.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he could really kill somebody.
I think one thing Mike Tyson said that I think before came out, I was reading, he said like, I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing it because I want my kids to see me fight the way like I was in my prime. I mean, of course, he's not his prime, but he still wants his kid to see
Bro,
how much of a
on
killer he was.
his prime, he's
Oh
his
my
fights
God, I
are
remember
crazy,
That
bro.
is
Yeah.
scary.
And he has a
Scary.
lot of fights that ended up very quick.
Yeah. And that's his thing.
Like,
He's trying to knock him out in the first second because he
Yeah.
doesn't have a lot of rounds to go through. He's
Yeah.
he's old. But they were saying that speed is the last thing to go. So that's
Yeah.
what he has to his advantage: speed and power.
Yeah.
So he has to deliver fast and
Yeah.
hard.
Hard.
Anything that goes longer than that, it's too
Yeah,
late.
let's see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see.
I don't
let's
know.
see.
I'm torn with this fight. Like I want to watch it, but
Yeah.
I also
Yeah.
I'll probably
I
watch
want to
it.
see. It.
I'll probably
It's
watch
like
it.
watching a train crash, yeah, like slow motion.
Yeah. Oh man, what about the Department of Government Efficiency?
What you mean?
Have you not heard?
Oh my God.
Oh, the dog game.
Dog
Yeah. Yeah.
Bro, I got
Trump-
excited
Yeah.
because I remember I had some crypto.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I went into crypto for a while. I got absolutely crushed.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of like safe. I think I'm kind of even.
Did you buy some?
Yeah, but I don't even remember. I remember I bought some meme coin,
Okay.
Uh-huh.
and then I was like, when you said about the dog, I checked. Did
You
I?
don't have it.
Did I? I went there.
Shiba.
I had Shiba. Bro. I've never been so disappointed in my life. I was like, and Shiba is trash.
Yeah, yeah.
Basically,
like Shiba was what it was.
Uh,
Yeah, well, yeah, man. Department of Government Efficiency ran by Vivek. What
So
Ramaswamy?
coming on, there's like 490 government agency departments. So of course there's some fat to be cut off from that. But,
Absolutely agree.
But to name two people, two directors for one department is the most ironic thing ever.
It's the most inefficient thing in the world,
Inefficient
right?
ever. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Two people to go over the
Yeah.
efficiency department. Oh,
Yeah, that's crazy.
But isn't this just taking the piss kind of thing?
I mean, if you name it after a meme coin, Dogecoin,
Yeah.
right? And then it shoots up, it looks like these guys are sitting back somewhere having a drink and be like, listen, hey guys, hey.
You know what would be cool?
You know what would be cool?
Yeah.
Let's create a new government department ran by two people that's about to like.
The fact that Trump himself is listed on in the stock market
Yeah,
tells you everything you
It's
know
crazy.
about this fucking
Yeah,
shit show
it's
that we
crazy.
have in the U.S. right now.
it's crazy.
So many conflicts of interest.
yeah,
Don't you think it's a bit also about the Trump getting rid of these two guys?
Getting
Like,
rid.
yeah, guys, you get to be the directors of this thing. Here you go. Fuck off.
bro.
Isn't it kind of a way of like, okay, now I gave you something,
Maybe,
let me be.
but these two guys are sitting back
Uh-huh.
there like, wait. So let's call it Doge. Let's go buy a shitload of Doge
Yeah.
before it gets announced.
They're-
Then make it boom.
There's just so much conflicts of interest, you know.
Money.
But it hasn't Elon Musk been doing this for a while.
oh, I know,
Like he
he's
goes
been-
hype something up, it goes up, he dumps it and gets
But
everyone
the
ready.
difference now that
Yes,
he,
done that.
he works for
Done
the
that.
U.S. government.
Now he's a government agent.
Yeah, but now he works for the U.S. government. That's the difference.
Yeah, but isn't
Yeah.
there's also a lot of politicians that have been doing this, right? Hasn't there been cases of this like inside trading and stuff?
Not a whole lot. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
they got busted for it. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Elon, he's taking government money for SpaceX and all his programs. So now he's in charge of a government entity that's supposed to reduce costs. So what do you think he's going to do when it comes to the line at SpaceX and Tesla?
Exactly.
Conflict of interest. You know,
Yeah,
like how's that
Yeah.
even allowed? But Trump he hired loyalist people. He doesn't hire people that's good for the job. So
Yeah. But it's going to be interesting to see. We'll be following for the next 4 years. I think a lot of comedians are going to have a shitload of material
I
on
know,
this
I
one.
know, I
I
know.
can't wait for Dave Chappelle's next one.
know.
there will be a
It's
lot of
gonna be
good stuff
funny.
there.
Yeah.
I saw Bill Burr's. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Last Saturday. It's
Saturday Night
crazy.
Live.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting. This is a bit of those kind of situations where the world is going very downhill very quick. But
Yeah.
here's the thing, right? Comedy is always there,
Yeah.
and comedy, this involuntary kind of comedy, and you have to see the good or the positive side of things.
Yeah.
Of course.
So I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that's why comedy is always it's always there, right?
Yeah,
That's the
What
way
is
that
it?
people are
Comedy
like,
is time plus
tragedy plus
tragedy.
time.
Yeah, tragedy
Mm.
plus time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the best comedy usually comes around in really messed up situations. So I'm looking forward to that. I mean, you're going to get all of the best comedians coming back out now.
Yeah. Did you hear about Germany? They had like I don't know what's the equivalent of like Congress, but I heard like this one like speaker, and she was like, yeah, if Trump wants to talk about America first, then as Europeans we should talk about European first.
Oh,
So what she's implying is that if America's going to pull out NATO, then Germany's going to take the lead and being like the leader of like the EU. I was like, whoa.
And the pro- and
haven't
That's
we been
huge,
there
bro.
already?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
huge.
Yeah. Exactly.
No, but it reminds me of this. Like, this happened on the first Trump. There's a lot of videos going on.
Yeah.
Where it's like, America first, but can we say Finland second? Have you seen those videos?
No, I haven't seen that.
You have to watch those. There was a lot of like Finland second or Germany second,
Okay.
and there are these like comedy.
they're trying to
sketches.
Yeah.
fight for first.
You have to
second
watch
place. Yeah.
the Finnish one, and we can discuss it on the next
Okay,
episode because
okay.
it was all the stereotypical Finnish things, and there was a lot of
Yeah.
comedy there. That's really really good.
Like I'm more like as this progresses, you can start to see the polarization, right? So America first, and then Europeans want to say Europe first, and at the same time, the rest of the global East and South are combining into the BRICS
Yeah.
countries, and
Yep,
they're coming
yep.
up with their own currency,
Yep.
and they have
Yep.
a lot of resources and all of this stuff. Like, so we're just like splitting further and further away from each other, and I think that that's not a good thing.
That is
Yeah.
a shame, but that's also human nature, right?
I'm also
you always want to be like. It sounds awful, and I think it should be that we are all for the common good, and I think Finland has done it quite good until now. I mean, historically, I think nowadays things are being more globalized. People are a bit more like selfish, but that's ideally how it goes. We all aim for the common good, but
but
realistically, you have the impulse of I want to take care of myself.
Yeah, of
first.
course.
Absolutely.
That's why historically every empire has failed.
Mm.
I'm just glad I'm 50 years old.
Yeah. You're gonna live to see it.
Talking about people who looks younger. But
We good?
anyway, come to Goldies, come to Funky Woo. Delicious
Yeah.
food, delicious cocktails.
Yeah.
What I would do is book a table from Funky Woo
Yeah, and then
Whoa,
come and have
couple
and
drinks
beer
then
after.
come
after
and have
cocktails.
drinks here. And that's
Absolutely.
a
Perfect
whole
person to
date
make
night, a whole evening
Yeah.
out with friends. I
Absolutely.
think it's a very nice
Yeah.
Yeah.
compliment.
Yeah, and I like the fact that they do the cocktail, sessions, and you can come, get some cocktails or do the cocktails yourself. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe, right? And
Yes. Speaking of comment, subscribing, I just want to say one point. I had more than one person ask me a question. That's like because we talk a lot about culture, Finnish people, so they're like, oh, is this show about just dissing Finnish people or dissing Finnish culture? No, we're not. We're not dissing them. We're just trying to talk about the differences of what we're used to, like
Exactly.
Finnish culture used to.
Yeah.
Like everybody has their quirks and differences, and
Yeah.
we're not like disrespecting your.
Oh, no,
your
absolutely.
culture.
No,
Yeah, yeah,
we're not disrespecting Finnish culture. We're analyzing Finnish culture from the perspective of three different migrants.
Mhm.
And our
Yeah.
friends and trying to have an open conversation about that. There's no dissing.
For me, it's about because we've talked about it, and we actually talked about this before, that we didn't want this to be a diss, or this kind of just coming
Talking
and
shit
complaining
about,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah,
no,
no,
Because
no,
I
no one's
know
complaining.
a lot of I've had a lot of these kind of gatherings that you're up with a bunch of foreigners and you start talking,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it turns because I'm very
Oh, yeah.
I'm very and I know TK is the same,
Mm.
like you are the same, that I'm very interested in these like small differences.
Yeah,
and the
details.
personalities
Yeah.
and the,
just like
Yeah.
and I do a
the
lot of
quirks.
observation.
I call it quirks.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
general, I'm a very quiet person that I like to observe. If I
Yeah.
go to a gathering with a lot of people, I'm usually in the
Mhm.
corner just observing people,
Yeah.
and I like to see.
He's a serial killer.
Yeah.
And I like to. I mean, no, I'm just like that.
I get it.
I
yeah.
prefer people who are
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
and see what they're discussing, right?
Yeah.
I listen to their ideas.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy these like slight differences,
Yeah.
and I also enjoy even more this slight. You're from Zimbabwe, man. Like,
Yeah.
Zimbabwe
Yeah.
and Mexico are like miles apart.
Yeah.
And then when we talk and it's like, oh, we do this, oh, we do the same. It's,
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like a very nice
Exactly.
feeling of like
Exactly.
we're the same, even
Yeah.
if we're so
Yeah,
far away,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
So I enjoyed those, and that's what we wanted to do. Is just like discuss for me, it's especially of the talking about because I see it with Finnish friends that you mentioned, like, hey, have you noticed Finnish people do this? And they're like, no, we don't. I was like, yeah, notice it.
Yeah,
And they're like,
yeah.
oh, bro, we do.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. And have you thought of where it comes from? And then you start this kind of conversation where when people point out things about Mexicans that I have never thought about.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I don't know. I
Exactly.
guess it comes from here. And then you just
Exactly.
like they shine
Yeah.
light on
on things.
on traits of your personality that you
Yeah.
probably haven't even noticed before.
Yeah.
And I think it brings very interesting conversations.
Yeah.
Like,
Apparently, there's
yeah.
a phenomenon called the Bader-Meinhof effect. That if you say, I haven't seen a yellow beetle in a long time,
You're gonna see one.
you're going to start seeing a lot of yellow beetles. And that maybe that feeds into, I guess the point maybe also, like, and I'm sorry to cut you off, Tam,
No,
is,
that's okay.
is okay, so you spark a conversation and you analyze something.
Mhm.
And you want to have a conversation about it because you want to understand whether or not other people experience things the same way.
Exactly.
Whether it's something to be fixed or something to be celebrated, it
Mhm.
still needs to be discussed. It doesn't
Yeah,
mean
yeah.
that it's a diss. It's,
Yeah, exactly.
It's a platform.
And I remember like the last podcast we talked about like when we travel, we come back to Finland, we're like, fuck, I'm home.
yeah.
So the other
Yes.
day,
Yes.
I was on a tram
Yeah.
and I was comparing it to like when I took the tram in Boston, when I took the tram in Brussels. I was like, there's like USB plugs on a tram.
Oh, yeah.
There's like nobody checking if you pay because it's
Yeah.
all like honor system. I'm
Yeah.
like nice and clean and bright. It's like I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my god, I'm back in Finland.
I'm back
you
at
know,
home.
like,
Yeah. Like, I mean, just when I came back from Canada, the whole thing that you have to like pay your card before you get through a freaking boom, and then you're like, packed in a like. Finland is beautiful, bro.
It's beautiful.
this.
We love you, Finland.
We love
I
you,
mean,
Finland. Yeah.
We decided to change our home to Finland, right?
Exactly.
There has to be
We're
something
here.
good here.
Oh, yeah.
Or we wouldn't be
Oh,
here.
Oh, yeah. Just because we're unfinished, it doesn't mean we're not
Oh,
doing our best to be as finished
Ma-
as possible.
The name Unfinished for me,
Yeah.
it came from it's unfinished with double N,
Yeah.
mhm.
and it was a wordplay on the unfinished conversation, because we always talk about, like, you have a conversation with a good friend, you don't want
Yeah.
to leave, but then you leave, and there's always something that you can come back next day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also 'cause
Like that.
my thought was, like, when we talk with people here,
Yeah.
it's always unfinished. They can come back and
Yeah.
talk more about, like, this guy was telling us about his cocktails,
Yeah.
and next time he will tell us
Oh,
something
I'm sure
different, right?
he would have stayed for 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
next time he
yeah.
will tell us how the
Yeah.
cocktail competition went, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So conversations are always unfinished,
Finished. Exactly.
and it's also about the becoming finished, right?
yeah.
Because it's like it's unfinished because we are all kind of turning finished.
yeah.
There's a lot of traits I've adopted since I'm here, like
Yeah.
a lot of behaviors,
Yeah.
but you are never quite there. There's always
Yeah.
something like
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you are
yeah.
not quite there. There's still a difference. So that's
Even
where
if we know the language 100%, we're
Oh, yeah.
still not finished.
You're still not
because you didn't
finished.
grow up
Yeah.
here, right?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
still a lot of
Still
like
difference.
different tones into this kind of
Yeah.
Mhm.
Still have
So-
work to do.
Stigmas. Yeah.
yeah, no, not even stigma. It's just
Yeah.
like a lot of like nuances
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you might not
yeah.
have grabbed. So
Yeah.
that's where the name came from.
Yeah.
It's the unfinished conversation. You're
Mm.
kind of finished, but not quite there yet.
Yeah, yeah.
There's still a lot of experiences for you to live,
Mhm.
and it's this kind of like feeling of living things
Unfinished.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
They're always having something more, right?
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
always something more to discover. There's always something more to learn. There's always
yeah.
that's where the name came from.
Yeah, man.
This art project is unfinished.
Always unfinished. Yeah, man. Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Follow us. Pew, pew. Pew, pew.